Welcome to YGT. Y'all got this.
That was my part.
Well, okay, so we
Wow.
chilling. We chilling.
Oh, okay.
We're chilling.
We chilling.
We're on the beach. We're actually going to discuss a topic that is it's dear to our hearts. We've had some questions, and some couples come up and ask us about some advice on this topic. And this topic is something that we actually had to practice in the beginning of our marriage when we started having children. But it's once we practiced it and owned it and experienced it, it's became like our motto, right?
Right. And what she's talking about is putting those kids before your marriage.
Yeah.
Let me say it one more time. Putting your kids before your marriage.
That's our topic for today. We're going to and we chilling. We on the water, so you might hear some animals in the background. So here we go. I want to start this topic off with a Bible verse. This is Colossians 3. Colossians 3. Wives, submit to your own husbands, as is fitting in the Lord.
Amen. And husbands, love your wives and do not be bitter toward them.
And the third part, children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing to the Lord. And this topic basically describes the Christian home. And if you notice, the first point is for the couple, the wife and the husband to be in order.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes into the children and addresses the children. So we have to be careful that we keep each other and keep ourselves in order, and not let those children come in and have that time or have that place that our spouse should have.
Because sometimes you may not do it on purpose, but when life begins to happen, you may not do it purposely, but it can happen, and you got to be careful. And that's why it's important for the wife and the husband to be in sync with one another, to communicate, to make sure you always make time for each other. We're not saying you can't love on your kids, but remember,
Yeah, you gotta love on them babies.
you gotta love on your babies, but those babies will eventually grow up to be young adults. And those young adults will eventually grow up to be full-grown adults and maybe possibly get married and move out or go to college. And who's gonna be home when the kids are gone? The spouse. You two will be home looking at each other, looking crazy. You don't know how to love each other. You know, good morning, how you doing? What do you want to do today? And it's like the kids are gone. You know, you used to take the kids to the beach all the time. Go out to dinner. You go to Disney World. You go to Sea World. You go to all kind of different worlds. And next thing you know, the kids are gone. And what are you going to do? You got your world right next to you. Bottom line, you got to make time for the one you love. I know it sounds cliche. Well, it ain't nothing cliche about that. You, the spouses, you gotta find time for each other.
I think what happens a lot of times is, I'm gonna just put it out there for moms. I think a lot of times we tend to just get caught up in caring. I don't want to say caught up because that sounds like something that's
Moms
a burden.
just being maternal.
Just being a mom,
being a
caring,
mom.
making sure our babies have what they need.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say babies, I'm talking all the way from 0 months up to 20, 30 years old. Like, we just want to make sure our kids have what they need and we're there for them. And a lot of times in doing that, that's our focus. And when our spouse come into play, we either so concentrated or so focused in on the needs of the kids that we kind of tend to forget about the needs of our spouse and ministering to our spouse. And so we want to be careful that we're not caught up in caring for the kids so much that we forget, wait, my husband need to be ministered to.
My wife need to be ministered to.
And, meeting each other's needs. I know a lot of times We get so busy with work and school and the schedules.
Stuff you got to do.
Right. And then when we get together, it's like looking at him is like, oh my God.
Not tonight.
I'm tired. You know, but that's a part of the work. It's a part of the work in marriage, like carving out that time and making that time for your spouse. I think another factor too that may come into place is, we talked about it before, when say couples have like a little disagreement or something, and we tend to probably put attention and focus in the kids, because it's just, sometimes kids can be an outlet and can become companionship and build relationship with your kids, which you should have, but it should never be a relationship.
There's a level.
Right, that replaces your first relationship, which is your relationship with your spouse. So you don't
Exactly.
want that to happen. A lot of time little things build up, and before you know it, there's a resentment there, and little things become big things, and then you're looking at your spouse in one way, like, I ain't really trying to entertain him or her
Right.
too much, and just,
You find yourself confiding in your teenage son or your daughter.
They become your friend.
Yeah, they're your friends now. That's my best friend, and we're not knocking, how your relationship is set up with your kids. We're just saying that it's important. It is very important that the husband and the wife, you don't forget the level of commitment that you made with each other.
And not to put that the children before that commitment.
Right.
So we just wanted to get with you all on that. I know we talked about it. I mean, and some of the ways to help in this area is, first, when, like we've mentioned in other videos, if there's a breakdown in communication, or you upset with your spouse about something, get to the table, sit down, talk about
Right.
it, whatever you need to do.
Get in your car, go to the park somewhere and talk.
Don't let anger and bitterness build up to the point where you look at each other and you really don't even have time to even communicate with each other. It just seems so hard, and you become resentful and hurt and bitter, and then you don't even want to spend time with your spouse. So be careful about those times of letting things build up, and then just make time. We had a busy schedule this week, and we know it's gonna, school is getting ready to start back, and we're gonna jump right back into things, but we had to carve out this time. And sometimes you just got to make that sacrifice and put that
Yes.
work in, and
Very
make that
necessary.
investment into your marriage. I mean, the benefits are like endless when you do this and you put the work in.
That's right. You're my investment, baby.
I love you.
I love you too. I want to make it sound like a bank account or something like that, though. I mean, we put some time in.
We do. We got to go home, though.
And we have to go home. Reality is sinking in.
Love you guys. We'll be checking in with you later. Our prayer is that God will continue to bless you, keep you, and give you the wisdom, knowledge, and strategies to just make plans for your marriage and carve out that time, that communication will be open, and that love will just remain between the two of you guys. You be blessed.
Yes. YGT.
Y'all got this.